Please, I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of Insomniac. I am Courtney. Hello. Man, I just realized how loud my clock is in the background. Like that's kind of obnoxious. I mean, I like it. To me, it's soothing. I don't know why. A lot of people said it sounds like a ticking time bomb and they feel like a bomb's about ready to go off. But I don't know. I like the sound of clocks. I like the sound of grandfather clocks, cuckoo. Well, I don't know about cuckoo clocks when it actually comes out and does the cuckoo thing. But love me some grandfather clock sounds or like just that ticking noise. I don't know. There's something kind of soothing. But anyway, you might hear that in the background. Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Hello. How are you? And thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. Spasiba. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I appreciate everybody no matter where you are from. And if you're from Russia, kaktala. And spasiba for listening. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. And I just got sidetracked because my cat decided all of a sudden to plop himself down like on the arm that I was using to hold my phone and then proceeded to like put his paws on my face and scratch me. Anyway, sorry about that. Squirrel. So, hey, what's on your mind? What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on in this crazy, mushy brain, foggy brain of mine. A couple things. One is exactly what I was talking about. Part of why I haven't been sleeping, something that's contributing to my lack of sleep, is my cat has decided that, well, first let me say he's a Russian blue, and we know that he's at least 20. We know that for sure, but he could be as old as 23. We got him from the Humane Society a long time ago, and when we got him, they weren't sure if he was like between 3 and 5. So anyway, so we think he's kind of starting to go a little crazy. We think he's starting to lose his mind a little bit. I think some dementia is starting to sink in. But he's decided that he wants to like eat several times a day. And I can't just put his food in a bowl and put it on the ground because my dogs will get into it. And I don't want it like up on my counter or anything. And I don't want to put it up on something because I don't want to teach him to get on my counters or to get on stuff. But he's decided the way to wake me up to get food, that the best way to do that, the most appropriate way, most effective way, is to walk back and forth across the top of my face. So I usually sleep on my side, and he will like just keep walking across, and he's got kind of a little bit of a saggy belly, a little bit, and he's got, right now he's got a little more hair than usual, and it's shedding. And he just likes to brush that hair in his belly across my face over and over. He just starts at one end, walks across again to the other side, walks across again to the other side. And the whole time his hair is brushing across me. And it drives me batshit crazy. And this is what he's decided that what it takes to get me to get up and cater to his life. Now, don't get me wrong. I love him and he's old, and it's not his fault if he is getting dementia, but I have insomnia. I don't sleep well. So when I'm finally sleeping, I don't really want to be woken up, and especially to like hair in my mouth and all over my face, and it's itchy and it's just not cool. And then he does stuff like what most cats do. regardless if they're old or not. It's a cat thing. The minute that you sit down and you have something in your lap or you're holding something or whatever, they sit on top of that thing because they're like, it's time to, pay attention to them now because they're very narcissistic, right? Right, sir? So then he's like, I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I'm laying here. It's comfortable. Sorry that it happens to be your arm or on your paper or whatever. Anyway, I love cats. I'm a crazy cat lady. Um, it's not because I'm lonely. I don't understand why people associate cats with loneliness. People get dogs that are lonely. In fact, more often than not, people get dogs because they want companionship. That's kind of the epitome of being lonely, right? Or feeling a void, needing love, wanting affection. The same reason why people get cats. I don't get why it's cats, why it's crazy cat lady. There are plenty of crazy dog people. I'm a crazy dog and cat person. That's the other thing. Why do people go, are you a dog or a cat person? Why do I have to choose? Why can't I like both equally? I do. I like them both equally. I think cats are fantastic for a million reasons. And I think dogs are awesome for a million different reasons. But I don't know why they say crazy cat lady and people are like, you're going to be alone with, 8 cats. Okay, fantastic. Better than being with a piece of shit in a bad relationship or acting like you're happy when you're not. Just because you have a white picket fence and a bunch of kids doesn't mean that you're happy. I know plenty of very unhappy relationships, unfortunately. So my point is just because you have a dog and, 2 cars and a house and kids doesn't mean that your life is put together and happy. And just because you are single with a bunch of cats doesn't mean you're lonely or a loser. Just throwing that out there. I like both. I think cats and dogs are both equally fantastic. But it's just funny because, like I said, usually more often than not, people will get dogs because they want companionship, because they're alone and they want someone there to hang out with. There's plenty of dog hoarders out there too. So just throwing that out there, people. I'm just crazy because I'm crazy. It has nothing to do with the amount of animals or what type of animals I have. I love snakes too. I would have more snakes. I think they're awesome. I used to have corn snakes, and I think snakes are amazing. I used to hate spiders. I didn't hate spiders. Like, that's a harsh word. I try not to use hate. I use it a lot, and I don't mean to, because I taught my kids that you should not use the word hate. It's a very strong word, and it should be saved. You can use the word. Like, I feel like you should use the word. It's there. I just feel like it's an incredibly strong word that people throw out too often, like the word racist and bigot and homophobe. Um, but I have a deep respect for spiders. I think they're fascinating, awesome creatures. But I used to be petrified of them, and I still am not. I don't want one crawling on me or. However, I had the opportunity to go to Belize and be out in the actual like jungle of Belize and Guatemala. And in Guatemala, and actually out in the jungle, and stay out in like these tree houses. And there were tarantulas just chilling all over the place. And at first I was like, no, no. The weird thing is I've decided that the jungle is I fucking love it. I never slept so peacefully, soundly, and just wonderfully as I did when I was in Belize and Guatemala. Being out in the jungle and hearing all those noises, I do not know why, but I wasn't bothered by the fact that I knew, because it was a thatched roof. It was a thatched roof, so geckos could get in, tarantulas could get in, snakes could get in, all kinds of creepy crawlies very easily could and did get in to our treehouse. That said, it's strange because nature usually, more often than not, doesn't want anything to do with you. Normally, nature wants to leave you alone. They want to live in harmony and have you leave them alone, and they'll leave you alone. Normally, when nature disturbs, normally when nature lashes out, it's because we have disturbed them in some way. We're trying to build a home or pitch a tent walk around and we step on them, or we're disturbing their cubs or their, their family members. So I feel like more often than not, wild animals and bugs and things like that also don't want anything to do with us either. Sure, there's some asshole animals and bugs out there that go out of their way to be dicks, like yellow jackets. I'm talking to you. What the fuck is up with yellow jackets? They're little dicks. They're little douche lords. They just go around just picking on you. They follow you around. Same with horseflies. Horseflies are real assholes. They really are. They have a stick up their ass. I don't know how long they live. Maybe they're just like, look, if you only live for 2 days, you're going to spend it being a thug. Be kind in the 2 days you have. Leave a good legacy. Anyway, I loved the jungle, and we knew that there were tarantulas. And we'd be sitting outside eating, and there'd be this tarantula just walking along, just like, hey guys, don't mind me. I'm just going over here. Just gonna go see my friend Harry, and we're gonna go hang out. So don't mind me, guys. Just mind your business. And somehow, after some of the people that worked at the place we were staying, they started talking to me about tarantulas and telling me about them. And I started developing this really deep respect for them. And when you really start paying attention to them and you learn about them, they don't want to bother you. They don't want to bite you. They don't want to crawl on you. They don't want anything to do with you. They want you to leave them alone, and they'll leave you alone. And they are insanely docile, insanely sweet. It takes a lot for them to bite you. I feel like if they bite you, it's because you're a real dick and you probably deserved it. Um, but I also learned how fragile they are. Like if you hold them up high enough, they could fall and they'll break their legs, which is so sad to me. I learned that the bottoms of their feet, or their little pads, are really soft. And then, their hairs are like fiberglass. It's just, they're fascinating. And once you pay attention to them and you really start observing them and learn about them, like I said, it's amazing that how kind they are. Well, I ended up working up the courage to let one sit on me. And I'm not going to lie, I wasn't, a huge fan, as in it scared me, and I was trying to be calm because I didn't want to pass off that bad energy to this tarantula. I didn't want to be like, hey, why are you scared? Is there a reason for me to be scared here? Don't make me bite you. But I just wanted, I don't know, I just wanted to have respect, so I held it. And it didn't last long. I immediately was like, okay, that's cool. I held you. And plus I just feel like we shouldn't be messing around with wild animals. We should leave it alone. I can't stand it when people domesticate wild animals. Like, don't feed wild animals, because then they start becoming reliant on people and they start coming into neighborhoods. And then that's when they get killed. They get killed because they come into neighborhoods and then people kill them because of a car or because they shoot them or whatever. Also, they forget how to hunt and they forget how to take care of themselves. They need to be able to take care of themselves. They need to be able to survive out in the wild. And if we start feeding them, they can't survive on their own. So we're killing them when they do that. So stop feeding them. Anyway, trust me, I love them too. I love animals and I want to help them and I want to feed them. I really do. But you're doing more harm than good when you do that. Anyway, so spiders, I think they're fascinating. And um, I started talking about that because I said I had snakes. Oh, so I used to own snakes, and I used to say I would never own a spider. I still don't think I ever would, but it's not as weird as I thought it was before. I used to be like, all right, anybody that owns a spider, kudos to you. You do you. That's your thing. Um, not judging you at all. But I was like, why? What are you going to do? It reminds me of that Friends episode where Phoebe is trying to make Rachel move back in with her. And so she gets all these, because she's living with Joey, and she ends up getting a spider for Joey, thinking that it would creep Rachel out and Rachel wouldn't want to live there with the spider. And Rachel ends up like loving the spider. And I guess she used to have a spider or something like that. But it's weird because I'm like, what the hell? You can't teach a spider how to do tricks. You're not really going to hold it all the time. And I don't know. I feel like it's weird. But then I've had a snake and people are probably like, what the hell are you going to do with the snake? But I hold my snake and maybe they hold their spider. I don't know. A snake is a whole other thing because I did the feeding them the frozen mice. because I just could not put a live mouse in there. I just couldn't. I don't have the heart. I'd feel like an asshole. I'd feel like a serial killer. Anyway, all of this stemmed from the fact that I said, I don't know why people say crazy cat lady. And also, why lady? All right. There are plenty of crazy men out there that have a bunch of cats. I've seen it. So my cat is keeping me up. My cat is being a dick and has decided to turn into a very entitled man. But I think it's because he's older and he's like, fuck you. I've been around for a long time. I'm the equivalent of a World War II veteran. Show me some respect. So I do. Anyway, that's one thing on my mind. The other is road rage. The other day, I was pulling out from my work, and there was a car that was, I'm not joking you, probably 10 car lengths away from me. I shit you not. So I pull out nice and easy, and I'm tootling along. And you know how you can just tell when people speed up because they can't stand that you pulled out in front of them? They just don't like it for whatever reason. It angers them. And they speed up really, really fast and they get right behind you. That's what this guy did. And I'm not kidding you. I know for a fact that the car was way, way away from me because even my coworker noticed. You could see out the windows and you can see the road. And he got way up on my ass and then started flashing his lights and honking his horn. And I'm like, wow, you are a drama king. Like, get over yourself. Where do you think you're going that you need to be there so quick that you're going to cause a scene over it? And you could possibly cause a wreck. Like people that go out of their way to pass someone to literally get one car in front, you're going to risk killing people because you're going to get somewhere literally like 2 seconds faster than you would have. Like that just doesn't make sense to me. You're going to go out of your way, cause a big scene and pass people to get somewhere like 2 or 3 seconds sooner than you would have. And you're going to like get all up on someone's ass and honk the horn and flash your lights like you're some freaking gangbanger and freak the fuck out. Well, then I sit here and say all this, but then I got mad because lately I've been really calm and handling things and patient and patient and patient and patient until all of a sudden I just want to snap. It's like the show Snap. Like I said before, there's a show called Snap for a reason, you guys. I love it when people are like, you're a psycho. It's like, okay, well, here's a word to the wise. If you genuinely think I'm psychotic, if you really, really, truly think I'm psycho, don't you think it's in your best interest not to piss me off? Don't you think you should not act like an idiot? Maybe you should watch yourself. If you if you for real think I'm a psycho, then maybe, just maybe, you should not be a dick. I'm not a psycho. I'm incredibly patient over a lot of stuff. With people, I am. I'm not patient at all about like waiting around and stuff like that. Not patient. But with people, I have a lot of patience. But lately, so this guy is just being a dick. And I don't know what his problem is. So then he passes me, but there was a car coming. And so he almost causes a big old wreck just to be a dick. So then I know this is super immature. And this is me now being a dick. So anybody listening, don't be a dick. Don't do what I do. So then now I'm behind him and I'm honking my horn now and I'm flashing my lights now, acting like a fool, acting like a hypocrite, being immature. But road rage is real. Like you never know when someone's going to get out and shoot you. I mean, unfortunately, it happens. And so I was like, oh, that's stupid. I have sons. I have I have grandkids. I need to not be acting like an idiot. Plus, I have a job and I don't need my customers. Like, what if it's one of my customers or something? I don't need to be acting like that. But oh my God, sometimes I tell you, I'm just like, what on earth? I mean, people will probably say that to me, but I had to watch myself. I had to check myself before I wrecked myself. Road rage, kids. Don't do it. Teenage suicide. Don't do it. That just got in my head from Heathers. If anybody has seen the movie Heathers, totally dark comedy. Anyway, those are some things keeping me up. Some road rage, my cat. It's just been my stomach. I won't get into that. And what else? I had it written down here. Oh yeah, last thing. So, where I live, there are quite a few people that love to run at the frickin' butt crack of dawn, like before the roosters get up. And there's people running at like 4:30 in the morning. And look, if you want to run, and whatever time you feel the need to do that, whenever the calling for running comes to you and you are just like Forrest Gumping it, you're just out there being Forrest Gump, that is awesome. Totally not knocking you because you're exercising, you're enjoying the world, you're alive and living it. And, you know, not going to knock that. But a couple of things. I am an insomniac. So for me, 4:30 in the morning, I can barely get up at 4:30 in the morning, let alone run, let alone exercise. I'm not exercising at 4:30, although I know that it's a really good way to start your day. It gets you going, it gets your brain going, it gets that fog, takes that fog out of there and replaces it with energy and sunshine. And I get it. Get your body moving, your blood pumping, everything circulating. And once I'm up, I love the morning because I feel like you don't waste the day. I feel like if you get up early, especially in the summertime, but you take advantage of all that daylight. So I love the idea of it because when I'm finally up, I love it. I'm like, man, I have time to get shit done. I'm not wasting the day. But because I have insomnia, it's very difficult for me because if I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, usually odds are I don't fall asleep until midnight to 3 in the morning. So, you know, getting up at 5 is not good for me because I need to get sleep so that my brain isn't mushier than it is and I haven't killed off more of my brain cells so I don't get dementia. But running, man, there were so many people running this morning. And I was like, damn, number one, I remember when I used to be in cross country and long distance and track, and I don't know why, because running just hurts your knees and it's not my idea of a good time. If I'm going to work out, I want it to not feel like I'm working out. Like I want to hike. I want to kayak. Well, I was going to say I want to box. Boxing definitely does feel like you're working out. It is a huge workout, but I love it. I love boxing and martial arts and hiking and kayaking. I like stuff like that's fun. Now, of course, to other people, running is probably fun. Again, I'm not knocking people that do it at all. For me, running hurts my knees, man. And I get bored. Even if you go outside and you're like seeing nature, I'd rather hike it. And I don't know, yeah, boxing and kayaking and martial arts, that's my idea of a good time. But running, those of you that get up and do that and are disciplined, I like yoga, yoga's my idea, Pilates. That's my idea of a good time. But man, getting up early and running, I need to start doing something in the morning. I've started out with stretching. We're starting with that. We'll work our way up to cardio. Maybe not in the morning, but anyway, shout out to those of you that get up in the morning and have the routine and you start your day off with smart things. You don't smoke and you don't drink caffeine and you exercise and you get, enough sleep and all of that good stuff. Maybe you pray, maybe you stretch, whatever it is. Kudos to you. Kudos to you for just getting out of bed and doing it. You could be laying in bed and feeling sorry for yourself. You could be laying in bed and wasting away your life, but you're not. You're out there. And again, to those of you that are depressed and sad and having a hard time and you are laying in bed, I get it. Again, emotions are there for a reason. Emotions are there to feel it. Depression, if depression weren't a thing, I mean, people are like, just get over it. Just get out of bed. Just start doing stuff. Well, it's called depression for a reason because people are aware what they need to do. They're aware they need to get out of bed. They're aware that they need to, go to work, exercise, participate in life, blah, blah, blah. But depression is what makes it hard to do those things. It makes it difficult to have the will and the energy and the mindset to do those things. But to those of you that are participating in life and reaching your goals and getting her done, hats off to you. You rock. If you haven't heard it, you're awesome. And have I mentioned how awesome you guys are for listening? I appreciate you. Appreciate you greatly. Thank you so much. Keep doing it. Start a trend. Make it part of your routine. Make my podcast part of your routine. Anyway, hey, thank you so much for listening. Until next time.